One of the things that changed my life is when I was at church a few years ago, and a guest pastor was there, and he said his friend was missing, homeless in California. He lost his job and he lost his girlfriend, and he just gave up on life and just disappeared. And his parents hadn't heard from him in a year and a half. He hadn't heard from him in a year and a half. And he said, hey, is anybody here willing to go with me to San Diego and live on the streets so we can live amongst the homeless, see if we can find them that way, because I understand that's the best way that we'll be able to find them. 15 people volunteered. When the trip came, 2 of us went. And so I got on the plane, and we got out to the hotel and checked in, left our luggage there, and I had no phone, no money, no nothing. And so we basically hit the streets. And from the guy that you all are looking at, he's got his Bentley, Ferrari. Look, I walk out of the hotel with Pastor Will and with Steve, the 3 of us would go out there in the streets of San Diego. By the way, it's a good place to go homeless if you're going to do it in San Diego with the weather. I'm on my hands and knees looking underneath of Coke machines and newspaper machines for change to be able to make sure we can have our first meal that day. I was jacked. I found a quarter, a nickel, and a dime in I got 40 cents out of our first row of machines outside of one of the parks. It's humbling. But, so we were out there and spending time with the homeless, and you guys know I'm a germaphobe. Sometimes you see me like fist bumping because I don't want to shake sometimes. Pastor Will was like, Brian, you got to hug him. I'm like, oh my God, I got to hug him. I'm hugging homeless people. You guys would have been proud of me. I was hugging homeless people that hadn't showered. Like, it was a thing. We went to a church on a Wednesday early before they had meals so we can actually help with the showers they had in the back. We helped with that, and we helped with the food and all this. And the pastor at the church told us, he said, first they lose their homes, then they lose their valuables, then they lose their dignity, and then they lose their minds. And it was life-altering because for me, I've always been very condemning. Like I said, I am an imperfect human being. So I condemn people. I see people on the side of the road begging for change, begging for money. And my thought is, you got 2 arms and 2 legs, go get a daggone job. That's what I used to think. But when I spent a week living with them, many of them, they don't have the mental faculties that we do. Some of them have fallen off the horse so many times, they don't want to get up to fall back down one more time. I would say probably 80% of them are meth heads, and they're on drugs. And so some of them can't do anything about it. So when I came home, I came home a transformed person. And again, this is not about me. I'm saying that wherever you are in your life, it's always looking for transformation, evolving. You come into an event like this, one person, you leap out another person. I'm not saying go be homeless. But if there's something in your life that you feel like you need to fix, go find a way to get that fixed. Find a way to become a better person. But when I'm watching, and by the way, I don't watch the news. I'll let you know when there's something you guys need to know about. Because somebody's going to tell me, right? Bad news travels fast. But you guys understand, there's so many people are struggling right now. The people you think are super happy, they're struggling right now. The richest people that you know in your life, they're struggling right now. I was watching an Oprah special, and Tony Robbins, connection and purpose. People are taking their own lives because they're lacking connection with other human beings. Social media and technology is destroying real connection. People have loose, paper-thin connections because of social media. We need to connect with each other. By the way, hard for me. I'm an introvert. My happy place, Melissa will tell you, home alone. Remote control in my hands, watching a favorite TV show. Going down to the Chesapeake Bay, going down to Florida, go look for shark's teeth, nobody around, by myself looking for fossil shark's teeth for 5 hours. That's my happy place. I picked a profession that requires you to be social. Which, by the way, the good news. Raise your hand. Some of you might not even be willing to do this. If you're an introvert, raise your hand if you're an introvert like me. More than half of you guys. The good news, the hope is, if an introvert like me, who could not even walk up to a good-looking girl at a bar because I was too afraid, had to get on Match.com to find that beauty, guess what? You can succeed as an introvert. But we have to have connection, and we have to have purpose.